Hi, this is Pramit Kumar Senapati, and in this particular video training presentation of MX Road, and this typically I have designed for understanding and showcasing what is this MX Road and how typically we can use that in the maybe the urban sector and the rural sector roads, and maybe inside any typical road project, design project, how to use that. So that is my primary intention of this workshop and this seminar. So you will be knowing at the end of the seminar, and the objective is the step by step what exactly you need to do and what other aspect you need to know and learn to unfold this and to apply this while working in any typical projects with respect to a code, maybe Astro you are using or maybe the IRC you are using. I don't care about that, but typically the step-by-step approach I'm going to showcase you, and that we're going to apply directly inside the MX. Let me discuss the basic concept, that is what is MX. Primarily, maybe you may be wondering what is MX. You might have heard about this term, so let me unfold it very specifically and clearly and precisely. This is basically a a engine, or you can say a system where you collect the survey data, maybe in a GENIO format, maybe you have the CSV format, and maybe in the DWG, DXF and DZN formats. And after that, after collecting this data, that you used to say that survey data, after getting the ground level and all the data collection has been done properly, you used to associate those point data, typically a 3D data, and after that you need to go for a generation of those data, and you connect those and you analyze that whether those data are readily connected. And basically in MX those particular connections of those points are known as sting. So those stings you need to define specifically. Let us say for the center sting you need to go for MC00 or MC01 or MC03 and so on. And typically if you have a fencing line or hedges, in that particular case also you have to go for a typical designation, or you can say name. So after getting all this, you go for the feasibility, that is whether this is okay for the generating of the 3D data, that is your road information, and based on that you go for the further action, that is you save in the database and study and go for the typical whatever the code you use, maybe the IRC or the Astro or any country. I typically not intended to focus any country. This typically I will focus all the globe. So if you see here and this particular project scenario, you can see the project name and whatever the user and project's name and specification, then interface and all this data. After setting, you can see here by default the sting naming convention you have to specify. So I'll talk more and more and in detail about the four-way communication of this sting. See what this first sting stand for, and the second, third and fourth the convention. For example, if you go for MC00, what is M, what is C, what is the 0, again next 0 and so on. So I'll talk this later in brief, and I'll showcase what exactly is this. So let me go for this OK and show you how to generate inside MX through a geodata. And let us start doing with a very the fundamental approach without knowing much about the technical, what to do, how to do. So let us start with the survey data, and after that we can go for the generation and editing, manipulations and many things. In my coming quick series I'm going to showcase all this step by step, so you don't need to worry about this. So if you go to this particular system parameter, so I will choose 1:500 as my drawing scale, and I'll go for OK. Once you go for OK, inside the MX Bentley, The current series which I am using, the very latest 2004, is Select Series 3, and this particular system is licensed. If you go for yes, you will be getting this. So time to time, the Bentley server will check the license through online. You can see this for the license for academic use only. So this particular series, my primary intention is to teach the real world project based technique, not the tutorial or something you say, the real practical step by step approach. So here you can check it about the MX, and here you can see the complete license, everything is registered. Basically I am Pramit, and you can see all the details of this, and this is the present Select Series 3. So this is the initial interface, which you can see after opening you will be getting all this, the open up with 5 different icons: the MX road, the data point key in, the MX selection, MX model display, and application. So let us start understanding that once you open this, how to import your file and then start doing it. So the geo format file, how it looks like and how to import it. If you go to this import, and let me configure my geo file, and if I'll go to the GENIO file, the GENIO is the standard file which we used to use for the survey data. After importing this, you will be getting inside the survey information, and once you generate this data, you will be generated with a warning. This warning why you got, because for the just like AutoCAD or MicroStation, you might have heard about a term layer. So just like that, here also you have the survey layers, that features and the style set you have to configure, and you have to assign this. So for that purpose, I have to go for this OK. So after that, you can move ahead and just you can see how the generation activity is going on. So once this is generated, I will show how to generate that. So this is the typically the generated row data.